Welcome back, everybody, once again to Titans Tube. My name is Justin. This is Jake here with me, and he's back. He's making his triumphant return to Weekly Picks. This is going to be Week 7, Jake, already. Week 7 into this NFL season. How you doing? How are you feeling with your, you got your week off. You didn't have to make picks last week. Are you ready to make a kind of a second half surge here?
I'm going to have to, Justin. I mean, I feel like the first kind of portion of the season didn't go the way I had hoped or anticipated it would go. And, if I'm being 100% completely honest, I couldn't have picked a maybe more uninspiring slate of games to come back and try and pick from. Because there's not very many marquee matchups this week, but we'll see if I can get back on the winning track. That would make it a much more exciting week for myself.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. Well, bad news for you, Jake. Since you did not make picks last week, there were 14 games, so I went ahead and slated you in for 0-14. So you just took 14 losses on your season total. No, I won't do that to you. In fact, since Caleb and Amy picked last week, I'll go over how we did. I went 11-3. Again, I put in another strong effort. I don't know. This is easily the best year I've had so far in picks. Since we've started Titans Tube, so knock on wood. I am knocking on wood for those that don't believe me. There's wood right here. And all right, so Caleb went 5-9. Not a strong showing. He put out a lot of risky picks. He kind of likes, he goes against the grain.
As it goes, yeah, for
and
sure.
It backfires.
Seems his method of doing things.
We just let him be him. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But Amy came in at 10-4. Well done, Amy. But shame on you. She picked the Bills to beat the Titans. That was her downfall. How could she?
Also in typical Amy fashion, Caleb and Amy came back to the program and they did their thing to a T for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the season now, so I don't know, Jake, I'll let you pick. Would you like to take Amy's 10-4 record or Caleb's 5-9?
I think I will take Amy's 10-4 for sure.
Okay, good. So season totals, I'm at 68-26, and Jake, you'll be at 57-37. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're getting high in the numbers. It's harder to do math now.
But hey, 11 games back. Here comes the surge, Justin. I will make you a promise. It's week 7. By week 14, I will be within 3 games.
Okay,
we're not going to throw it, by the way. Yeah. Just go ahead and jot that down. We'll see come week 14 how close I am.
All right. I'm definitely going to lose this piece of paper by then, but hopefully not. So we'll see. That's a bold prediction. Let's see how our predictions here in these games go, Jake. We got 6 teams on bye week. Yeah, so we got only 13 games going on this week. First up is the Thursday night game. Denver Broncos at Browns team that is not going to look like the Browns team, I'm afraid, Jake, without Nick Chubb, without Baker Mayfield. Don't know the status of Odell Beckham as of yet. I don't think they've ruled him out yet, but not like he's made a difference anyway, somehow, for that offense. Maybe Jarvis Landry coming back, but it's going to be a struggle, Jake, for this Browns team with Keenum taking snap for him. I got the Broncos going on the road and getting a win to snap this 3-game losing streak. I think they got pretty fortunate with the personnel they're going up against in Cleveland here, Jake. But what about you?
Yeah, so definitely an interesting Thursday night matchup. Not really what you would have expected the Browns to look like. As you said, coming into this one, no Baker, no Nick Chubb, no Kareem Hunt. So they are sorely lacking on the offensive side of the ball. And this defense we've seen from the Browns has somewhat regressed a little bit. They're looking a little shaky after a really strong start to the year. That being said, Justin, there's this chaos year going on in college football. And I'm not a big college football guy, but I love rooting for chaos. And let me tell you, there would be chaos in Cleveland if Case Keenum could come out and light it up tonight. Is there a QB controversy in Cleveland? Because Baker hasn't really shown to be the guy yet. And I would just I would love to see Case Keenum light up the Cleveland media a little bit. And I'm going to take the Browns in the seemingly upset, so we'll see how it goes.
Wow. Man, yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I've seen Case Keenum play, but I just don't think I'm giving them much of a shot here. against this Broncos defense, with these vaunted Von Miller pass rushers. See what I did there?
I did.
Somehow Cleveland they're still 1.5 point favorites as of right this second. So maybe Vegas knows something, but we'll see. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Interesting game to keep track of tonight here. Let's move on to Sunday. Washington football team on the road against the Green Bay Packers. Still on a 5-game winning streak. Washington coming off a bad second half against Kansas City, dropping to 2-4. Once again, Jake, short and sweet. I think the Packers are the better team. I like how Aaron Rodgers is playing. Obviously, still doing his reigning MVP stuff. I think they're going to handle Washington, take care of business at home here. What about you?
Absolutely. And, if anybody watches NFL picks videos, I'm kind of a Packers homer. I have a really good friend of mine who's a big Packers fan, so I do watch a lot of their games. And you love to see the passion and fire from Aaron Rodgers rushing in Chicago and pointing out people in the stands. I own you. I own the Bears.
He's the mayor.
It just puts a smile on your face, whether you love or hate the guy. You love to see that kind of passion from somebody who maybe didn't care as much this offseason, wasn't as focused on football this offseason. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yes, I have the Green Bay Packers at home wearing the interesting Oregon Duck throwbacks. They look really strange, the uniforms Green Bay will be wearing this week. But hey, anything to get a little bit of a competitive advantage at home.
I didn't realize that. I don't know. I like that. I kind of like when the NFL teams wear their throwback jerseys. I like that touch, except for the Steelers with their weird zebra bumblebee jerseys. Or
those are kind of great. I kind of like those. If I'm being honest.
Really? Okay.
I might be in the minority in terms of liking the bumblebee kind of stripes, but I think they're kind of unique, at least.
It's just,
to say something nice. Yeah,
it is unique. It's just jarring. It's like that is an NFL team out there playing in those uniforms. Let's move on here. Not an exciting matchup. We got the Atlanta Falcons on the road against the Dolphins, who, credit to them, they were nice enough to gift Jacksonville their first win of the season in London. Oh boy, Dolphins, what are you doing? You got Tua back, and you go into a different country and lose to the Jacksonville Jags. Falcons coming off a bye week. I think, that'll benefit them. Calvin Ridley was kind of banged up. He's coming back, and I assume he's coming back. I'll go ahead and throw my pick again out here, Jake. I'll give you the next pick first, but I got the Falcons on the road, taking care of business to put the Falcons at 3-3 at 500. Are they going to make some noise this season? No, they aren't, Jake. I don't think they are. But credit to them for fighting back to get to 500, in my opinion, if they win here. What about you? Who do you got?
Definitely. And I feel like I say it at least for one game every week, but I feel like this is one of those games where the money's going to be all on the Falcons, because everybody thinks Miami sucks. Everybody watched them lose to the 20 losses in a row Jacksonville Jaguars. And so nobody's going to be believing in Miami. They're probably a home underdog in this game. I haven't seen the spread yet. But I just have to go with my brain instead of my heart here and take the Falcons on the road. See if Arthur Smith can take a page out of his friend Mike Vrabel's playbook with more than a standard week to prepare. Mike Vrabel, traditionally good with more than a week to prepare, and we'll see if Arthur Smith can not fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, very good point. And yeah, you're right. Atlanta is 2.5 point favorites on the road here. We'll see. I don't know. There's rumblings of Deshaun Watson trading going on right now. We'll see what happens. I don't want to touch that right now. But anyway, let's move on to the New York Jets, also coming off a bye week. Going on to the Patriots. Patriots are at home, 2-4 record. Yeah, that seems like they're rebuilding, even though that was not the intention. They're just kind of underperforming. Mac Jones, he's a rookie. He still had a lot of hype around him, and I'm still kind of expecting more from him. I don't know. What do you see here, Jake? Can the Jets perhaps get their second win against the struggling Patriot?
I teetered on this being my upset pick of the week, just because I don't know. Zach Wilson had such a poor showing in their first matchup. I believe week 2 it was. So it's kind of like a bounce back maybe, but they are going to Foxborough. And when you think about this new school New England Patriots team, they've lost a lot of close games this year. They're a handful of plays from being over 500 and sitting at the 4-2 mark. Comes to mind the Nick Folk missed kick in the rain against the Buccaneers, or even last week they took Dallas to overtime. So I feel like New England isn't as bad as their record may indicate at 2-4. I don't think they're necessarily going to sneak into the playoffs or anything like that, but they're going to pick up these easier wins against the Jets. Must be nice to pick up an easy game against the Jets, Justin. I got the Patriots at home.
Oh, it stings. It still stings. You're right, though. Man, yeah, I honestly really would like to pick a Jets win here just to kind of change things up, one of those feelings that you get. But, they did look pretty impressive against the Cowboys. I thought they played a very good game against a much better Dallas team, in my opinion. But again, I'm going to stick with the Patriots, like you said. I don't think Bill Belichick is not about to lose at home to a bad Jets team and Zach Wilson. So I think he gets it together here. They bounce back with a win. So we're both going Patriots. We may probably go the same way. Picking the same team here. We got the Panthers on the road against the Giants. The Panthers they're the Broncos of the NFC. They started off 3-0. Now they're back down to 3-3. And I'm going to pick them to get, a win here against the Giants. They're much better. Sam Darnold, I don't know what's going on with him. Does he need Christian McCaffrey in the lineup that bad? But he's looking like the New York Jets, Sam Darnold. That hot start is now catching up to him. Kind of think this is going to be the game where he needs to bounce back and put in a good performance. And I think he will against the Giants. So I'm going to take the Panthers. What about you?
I am unfortunately going to be on the same page as you here. I just can't trust this Giants team as far as you can throw them. Daniel Jones not really looking like the guy there. And it's just kind of sloppy football in New York on both sides of East Rutherford Stadium, be it the green and white or the Giants here in this case. But yeah, I have no faith in the Giants. And the Panthers were my eyebrow raised team of the first 3 weeks, but obviously they've very much so fallen back down to earth. But I think they pick up this easy win in New York.
Yeah, agreed. Both going Panthers again. Finally, we got a compelling matchup here, Jake. AFC North. In a battle for first place, we have the 4-2 Bengals on the road against the 5-1 Baltimore Ravens. Ravens 6.5 point favorites. The disrespect for Joe Burrow, people. Goodness. They did destroy the Los Angeles Chargers last week. I did not see that lopsided victory coming for the Ravens. Super impressive. What do you see here, man? Can the Bengals I think everybody knows the Bengals are a pretty quality team this year. I was about to say shock the world and beat the Ravens, but I think some people may be picking the Bengals in this game. Are you going to be going with them? Your hometown boys of Ohio?
Yeah. We'll see. It's tough. It's really tough to pick this game because Baltimore definitely riding high, getting the win against Kansas City, and then that was earlier in the year. But they've picked up quality wins under their belt, including last week, just running roughshod over the Chargers. That was definitely an interesting outcome as far as last week's games were concerned. But for that reason, I think they could have a letdown spot at home, Justin. I'm going to pick the Southwest Ohio Pride and the Cincinnati Bengals to pull off the upset. We'll see if they can contain Lamar. Obviously, that's the biggest question mark whenever you do play this Baltimore team. But Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase is easily in the lead for Rookie of the Year, at least on offense. And we'll see if the Bengals can put it together. It's kind of go time for Cincinnati. This is probably the most important Bengals game in the last 4 or 5 years to try and notch first place in the division, especially over a quality Baltimore opponent on the road. So, this is going to be my upset pick of the week. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals, Justin.
Hey, I love it. I like it. I could see this. I could definitely see the Bengals winning. I mean, this could be the game where the Bengals or the Ravens are finally like, oh boy, we miss Marcus Peters big time. Finally, it's starting. These injuries are going to start catching up to him. Going against receivers like T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, like you said, and Tyler Boyd. A lot of weapons there in Cincinnati. So if you're not coming with a good pass defense, Joe Burrow may light you up. But, for the sake of, just being a contrarian with you, Jake, the Ravens are rolling. They're at home yet again. So I don't like it, but I'm going to take the Ravens here. I like what Baltimore's doing. They're able to, rally or steady the ship with all of these, again, injuries before the season even started. I did not have them going 5-1 after I saw that. But, dude, Lamar Jackson is, he's playing well, throwing for 400 yards. Is he a quarterback now? I thought this was a running back. That's what I've been told, that can throw the ball every now and then. But, yeah, I'll stick with Baltimore. They're at home. Let's see if I can get this win over you.
I don't think it's too much of a controversial pick. I mean, they are 6.5
point favorite. Yeah. So I'll roll with the Ravens. Next game we got. Let's see. Yeah, this is the first of the afternoon games. Got the Philadelphia Eagles on the road against these Las Vegas Raiders, Jake, who I know me, Caleb, and Amy all picked the Broncos last week to beat the Raiders, and they took it to Denver. They didn't need a head coach. Screw the coaches. Leave them at home. Just the players can take the field and take care of business. That was super impressive. So good for Las Vegas. I'll just leave it at that. I'll let you take the pick here first, Jake.
I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders getting their second win in a row. I know the story coming out of this Raiders locker room with the Gruden departure, that whole debacle, is that they love this Rich Bisaccia. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not entirely sure, but the new interim head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, the players absolutely love this guy. They are rallying around him. And that could be a special thing, a special little turnaround for the Raiders. I mean, they started well this season, kind of trailed a little bit. And now if they can string back-to-back wins together against, maybe a lesser opponent in Philadelphia coming to their stadium in Las Vegas, who knows? Maybe the Raiders sneak in as a wild card team this year if this interim coach can keep putting it together and rallying the troops. So give me the Raiders in their second straight win after the Gruden departure.
Man, yeah. If things couldn't possibly look worse for John Gruden right now, the only thing that could look worse is if the Raiders just start ripping off wins right as he leaves. Like, okay, He was holding this team back apparently all along. I like them too. They're at home. The Eagles, I like how they battled back in that game last week against Tampa Bay, but Jalen Hurts just does not look comfortable. He hasn't made that transition yet. It's hard to trust him to, take a team on the road. And, Raiders have some pieces on defense. Max Crosby is grading out as one of the best defensive ends in the league right now, having one of the best seasons right now for a defensive lineman. I think he's going to harass Jalen Hurts back there. Like you said, and Derek Carr also playing well. He started off super hot, MVP candidate hot, and I think he had a good game last week. So I think they keep it rolling too. More so to do with the opponents that they're playing. Maybe this lack of a head coach is going to catch up to him at some point. But hey, I mean, as long as you got a guy that you're buying into and he knows how to call plays, what do you need a head coach for? So there you go. I got the Raiders too. Jake, we got another sweep coming up. I don't know why we even need to talk about this one. It's the revenge game, though. Jared Goff has his chance to go to LA to take on the Rams and stick it to Sean McVay and that team for trading him for the much better Matthew Stafford. So I can't blame him for making that move. But dude, this may get ugly. I mean, no disrespect. Disrespect from Vegas. Rams are 15-point favorites against the winless Lions here. I got the Rams to get it done, maybe even cover that. So yeah, what about you?
I am going to take the Rams since it's a straight up pick 'em, but I do like the Jared Goff revenge game factor coming into play here. The NFL is just weird sometimes. My dad had texted me when the Titans lost to the Jets, and he just said, NFL is weird sometimes. And that couldn't, that's the truth, and you just get really weird upsets, really weird ways that games play out, games where you're 100% certain that the Rams at home are going to beat the winless Detroit Lions, but there might be something up Jared Goff's sleeve, Dan Campbell's sleeve that they pull out this week to just try and get on the win in the win column. I'll take the Lions plus 15.5, but I'm going to take the Rams in the straight up pick 'em.
They could make it a game, make it competitive. And NFL's totally weird sometimes. I could see this being a 10 points or less game. There might be some garbage time. Maybe Jared Goff throws up 2 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes to make it a 10-point game. Weird things like that obviously can happen. But we both got the Rams winning this game. And not to be outdone by the spread, the Cardinals at home are 17.5-point favorites against the Houston Texans. Jeez, is this Alabama against Tennessee? What's going on here? Ooh. Actually, we'll see how that game goes tomorrow. Hopefully Tennessee doesn't get blown out as is tradition. Anyway, not college football. Again, Cardinals just so much better. I can't believe me, Caleb, and Amy also, all 3 of us picked the Browns last week. That was a backfire of a sweep because the Cardinals really took it to Cleveland. I'm sorry I doubted you, Arizona. I will not pick against you just because I think you're due for a loss, and I don't think it's going to come here. They get it done for sure against Houston.
You said 17.5, Justin?
That's 17.5.
That's got to be one of the larger spreads I've seen in a while. And, I would take them to cover that, actually. I took the Lions plus the points last game. I'll take the Arizona Cardinals minus points this game. But obviously, I'm going to take the Cardinals, get this win here. They're rolling, still undefeated. And, I like what you see out of them in Cleveland last week. You expect that to be a close game. And I am not shocked that that you guys picked a Browns sweep. I was kind of on the Browns myself, but just didn't come together. And Arizona is low-key stacked at a lot of positions, Justin. They might not have the superstar power that maybe a Kansas City or another team might have with a bunch of household names, but they got a lot of good players at a lot of their positions. So watch out for the Cardinals this year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That would put them at 7-0. Yeah. Talk about a hot start for Arizona and the hot desert over there. The next game here, we got the Chicago Bears going to Tampa Bay, take on these defending champ Bucs who are continuing to win. Chicago put in a pretty good effort, I thought, against Green Bay. They were at home, but yes, like you said, Aaron Rodgers still owns that franchise. Man, what a great moment that was. I love the Packers. I love Aaron Rodgers too, so that was fun to see. So I'm sure Bears fans hated that, but they played well, but still not enough, and still just another tough NFC opponent here, Jake. Do they have a chance? What do you see here?
I don't think they have a chance. I think this is another double-digit spread, not to get super spready on our pick'ems, but it just goes to show a lot of lopsided matchups this weekend in the NFL, and you just got to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home here. You said it, Tampa Bay. I did briefly mention their game against the Eagles. Looked like it was going to be a blowout in the first half there, and then they just kind of did nothing in the second half and let the Eagles creep back into that game. I could see, the Bears at plus 12.5. It's a 12.5 point spread. It could be a single digit game, but I don't think Tom Brady's going to drop this game to the rookie Justin Fields at home. I could see Justin Fields struggling against this Buccaneers front seven and the pressure that he's going to face. So give me the Bucs. We're going to go to Sunday Night Football. Here we go. Here could be more of a coin flip. Interesting matchup here. We got the Indianapolis Colts on the road against the San Francisco 49ers coming off a bye week. That I think definitely came at a good time with Jimmy Garoppolo and dealing with some injuries there. But the Colts, we talked slightly about them in our recap video, how they really took care of business against a lesser opponent in Houston last week, which is what you want to see if you think you got a quality team. And Carson Wentz is playing good. T.Y. Hilton is healthy. Can they go on the road and pull off a little bit of an upset here with the 49ers being favored -4? We're definitely hoping for a Niners win as Titans fans, but can the Colts get it done against the San Francisco, Jake? As much as it pains me to say, Justin, you really want to see a 49ers win here, but I got to take the Colts. I have this bad feeling churning in my gut that the AFC South isn't going to be wrapped up in a pretty bow for the Titans as soon as we might have previously thought. I think the Colts are kind of starting to put it together a little bit. San Francisco, I feel like, is a mixed bag, especially with the uncertainty around Jimmy G, Trey Lance, and I feel like they're always plagued with injuries. And you said the bye week came at the right time, which, that might favor San Francisco a little bit, a lot of extra time to prepare. But interesting matchup here. Definitely one of the closer matchups of the weekend. And it hurts me, but I think the Colts are going to win and go to 3-4 on the year.
It hurts. It hurts to hear you say that, Jake.
I'm sorry.
I could see it too. Like, not only are the Colts getting healthier, their offensive line is getting healthier too. Didn't mention that, which is huge for them. I just think this is kind of a bad matchup for San Francisco. I don't know. A lot of the reasons how you said, don't really know what that offense and offensive identity is, especially, Jimmy Garoppolo, or is it Trey Lance? And is Jimmy Garoppolo going to stay healthy and consistent? Who do they got in the run game? Speaking of run game, Jonathan Taylor is killing it these last few weeks. He's having, a great start to the season. We got his stats here: 472 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he's number 5 in the NFL in rushing yards, so he's getting his season on track. Although Deebo Samuel, if we're going to talk about, rankings of players, I think he leads the league in receiving yards. So he's playing well. I'll let my fan bias get in the way, and I'm going to go opposite of you, Jake. I think San Francisco can take care of business at home. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this Colts matchup, and they're playing it at night at home. I guess I don't know if that's extra time for them to prepare. But I like Kyle Shanahan and what he can draw up. Yeah. What Kyle Shanahan can draw up. I think he's going to have a game plan ready to go against the Colts here. So I'll take him to get it done. Give us this win, or give us this Colts loss, which is a win for the Titans in my eyes, San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Let's go on to Monday Night Football. We have, what a sweet matchup this would have been if it was last season. Drew Brees' Saints against Russell Wilson's Seahawks. Instead, we have Jameis Winston's Saints against the Geno Smith Seahawks. That's fine. I mean, Seattle almost went to Pittsburgh and got a win out there. And Geno Smith played well until he does the backup quarterback, maybe rookie quarterback mistake, and fumbles late and loses you the game. But you like how he played leading up to that moment. I'll go ahead and say I think the Saints are just more talented on both sides of the ball, especially on offense with Alvin Kamara. And Jameis Winston, he can play well and play very poorly sometimes at the same time. You never know. But I think this is a game where he'll dial it up. And I think Sean Payton will come in and they'll get a win. I like Alvin Kamara to have a good game here. So start him in fantasy if he's not starting for you for some reason already. Anyway, who do you got in this game, Jake?
You love what you see out of the Geno Smith-led Seattle team going to Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh isn't the big bad wolf that they used to be, especially at home. But I was surprised that game was as close as it was, and I really thought Geno could have pulled it off in overtime there, but didn't. Yeah. But here's the thing. Seattle is notoriously good at home in prime time, obviously Monday night here. And I'm going to go with my second upset pick of the week, Justin. Take the Geno Smith-led Seattle Seahawks at home. 12th man going to be out for this game. And I just I got a feeling that, maybe the bad Jameis Winston comes to play on Monday night. When the spotlights are shining bright, what does Jameis Winston do? That's kind of going to be the story of the game. Yeah.
Seattle, is a raucous environment. Maybe that gets to Jameis. I could see it. But, I'll stick with my Saints pick. So we'll see what happens there. Let's circle back around to Sunday at noon, Jake. After all these pretty bad matchups, minus maybe the Bengals Ravens, maybe the premier matchup of the NFL NFL in Week 7 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Going on the road to take on the Titans, coming off a win against the Bills, obviously, and the Chiefs coming off a win against Kansas City, but then previously coming off a loss against the Bills, the same Bills team, Jake, which should, transitive property should pretty much make it a Titans win in the bag, right? I mean, correct. Obviously. I don't know, what do you think here? It's Patrick Mahomes, man, against this Titans secondary. That's just sticking out right now, and that is what I'm worried about most. Who you got?
Something I haven't seen from Patrick Mahomes quite yet in his career was something he did last weekend in Washington, Justin, and that was his weird flopping around comedic interception push pass. And you start to think, you watch Patrick Mahomes' struggles, and he's second in the league in interceptions right now, trailing only Zach Wilson, I believe, and he's got Trevor Lawrence on the other side of him. So not great company if you want to be a $500 million man. That's billion with a B, Justin. So I start to think, is Patrick Mahomes getting too big for his britches, to use a Jim Wyatt term? Is he, is he getting too big-headed, thinking it's too easy? Obviously, he's still making incredible plays. I'm kind of half joking, half serious. But you start to wonder if the Chiefs are starting to rely too much on their talent and their star power to get things done. And, they always want to come up to the line and do this, cute shit play call where they spin around and dipsy-doo and give it to Tyreek Hill and he throws it to Patrick Mahomes. Are they getting too cute? Are they relying too much on talent? We will see, Justin, and I'm not a big fan of this beat-up Titans secondary trying to face a Patrick Mahomes for sure. But I am going to take the Titans at home, Justin. It's going to be a close one. I think the Titans potentially asterisks, because every time we think the Titans have found themselves, we get let down. So I think the Titans maybe found a little bit of themselves in that Monday night win, really dug deep for it. Hopefully the short week doesn't provide a kind of sluggish turnaround, but I'm going to take the Titans in this game. It's going to be an interesting one to watch for sure. I have no idea what to expect going into Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I love everything that you said. I'm also going to take the Titans. I'll just say that from the top here. There's no way I'm not going to go against the Titans after beating an AFC favorite Bills team in a hyped matchup at home. We are on the short week. We need to get healthier. But, from like a motivation and momentum and just a playing hard and feeling good about yourself aspect, maybe the Titans could benefit from that. And they're like, yes, let's go. I'm ready to get out there again. Let's show the Chiefs what we're made of now. And let's continue to be assert ourselves in this AFC conference. So maybe that could be an aspect of it. I mean, I don't think this Titans team has issues of getting up and playing hard and wanting to play at the highest level. They just got to, I think they just got to get it done in the X's and O's department. Got to come in with a good game plan to stop Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City and that offense. I mean, I don't think they're going to do that. Nobody can really do that. Somehow the Bills held them to 20 points. If the Titans defense can do anything like that, I think they definitely come out with the win.
Yeah.
But like you said, I mean, with your point to Patrick Mahomes, I think he'll be fine. I think he will come to a point where he has to look in the mirror and be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't just start flipping things around and, relying only on my talent and looking for the big razzle-dazzle play all the time. I mean, once he, I think he'll be fine. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I'm sure he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I think he'll be fine. He'll get it together, and I mean, I think they'll calm down. It is crazy to see that he's tied for first or tied. Yeah, I think tied for first, or maybe he is first in interceptions. So I think while he's doing this kind of thing, though, the Titans need to make it a point to just get after him and just make his life miserable, get him uncomfortable in the pocket. I love how Harold Landry, Big Jeff Simmons, now Bud Dupree, hopefully getting healthier and can make even more of an impact for us as the season goes on, can really, key in on him and make things difficult for him. But, and on the opposite side of the ball, I like this matchup of our offense going up against this Chiefs defense, who is kind of struggling to stop people. I mean, I know, the Taylor Heineke-led offense last week only did put up 13 points. I think they were shut out in the second half. So I like our offense better than Washington's, obviously. And Derrick Henry, he's got to keep it rolling here. He's got to keep carrying it for us. And he gets a Chiefs defense that has to be, I'm not sure where they rank. We'll have to, that's all going to be in our preview video. Yeah, no, they've got to be close to the bottom in rush defense. So yeah, I think even if you're not biased, you like this matchup for the Titans. So, it's crazy if the Chiefs start out 3-4. Will they need to start pushing the panic button? We'll see. We'll see if we can put them in that hole. But Yeah, I like the Titans in this game, Jake. I know we usually don't spend this long on picking the Titans games in our picks video because we do a preview video, but just throwing word vomiting all my thoughts out there about this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be another 34-31, boat race if the Titans do win this game. So, all my betting friends on here, if you're going to take the Titans, also take the over. It's going to be kind of a hand-in-hand experience, just like the Buffalo game, if the Titans do stick around and show up on Sunday the way that we hope and think they will, just like they did against Buffalo on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. So we'll see. Fingers crossed for another Titans showing up for their hometown fans. Hopefully the Chiefs fans don't invade our stadium. But even if they do, the Titans have a knack for sending large opposing crowds home with a big fat L, as you see. Yes. So hopefully we got that in store for them. But anyway, that is our picks video. What did you guys think? What do you guys see in these games? Some of them are a little not compelling, but those may end up being the best games of the weekend. I mean, who was it? Falcons and Dolphins. That may go into like double overtime. There's never been a double overtime, but maybe the refs will be like, this game is so awesome that we gotta include an extra overtime to see how it plays out. That's the NFL.
Oh man.
It could still be exciting games regardless of the teams that are playing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. What are your thoughts? Give us your picks down below. Jake, any lasting thoughts? If not,
nothing from me. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten up and stay tuned for the preview video this weekend, everybody. Tighten up.
Yes, sir. Tighten up.